Hey, Kelly Wahar here from Northern Ireland. Welcome to my Facebook Live and say hello to the ever-present Bob. I need to remember when I'm not on my phone and I have to look at a different place and I need to remember not to do my hands. So let me know if you're joining me live. Throw me a wee comment watching live, or if you're on replay, welcome to you as well. Throw me a wee hashtag replay in the comments. So let me know where everybody's coming in from as well. I have to keep an eye on my phone as well to see if there's any comments coming in, because when you go live on another device, on this device, I can't seem to see any comments. So I'm just going to check that. If my phone doesn't stop breathing. Yes, that might actually work. Okay, so I should be able to see myself going live. Okay, so if you're not in this group already, you can click to join group and I will think about letting you in. Well, of course I'll let you in if you want to be in. So click the join group and I will let you in. Also, if you don't want to miss my live, there should be 3 dots at the side of this video. And if you click on, I think it's be notified for when I go live, or click on notifications. So that'll mean you'll not miss any of my lives. If that's what you want. I'd be happy to see it. Oh, sorry, the volume come on and then. If that's what you want. I'd be happy to see it. Oh, sorry, the volume come on. Why is it not letting? No, it's letting the volume on as well, so it's like double back on me at this. Okay, so let me know if you're here live or on the replay, and let me know where you're coming in from. If you get value from anything that I share here, hopefully you will. Feel free to share on your wall or share in different Facebook groups that might actually get value from this as well, or tag anybody in the comments. Now, as I always say, when you're tagging people, make sure it's people that are going to get value from this. You know, you don't want to be just tagging your dogs and your cats, whether they can't do Facebook anyway, as far as I know it can't. But maybe in 100 years' time, that will happen as well. So feel free to do that. And thank you if you do. Let me know in the comments if you have shared or if you have tagged or if you get value. Just put a wee comment, value. Okay, so the title today is 8 tips on productivity and time management for your business. Now, there's loads of different ways, and you can go more in depth from what I'm going to show you today. There's so many different ways. I've seen so many different ways of productivity tips, and then I've kind of hashed it all together and made my own. So you can either use mine or hash everything that you see and make it your own as well. One thing I would say, it would be advisable to have a pen and a bit of paper. I have a pen and a bit of paper no matter what Facebook Live I'm watching or what webinar I'm watching, because there's always little tidbits of something that I maybe know a lot of the stuff, but there's maybe 1 or 2 things that I didn't know, so always write it down. And if you don't have a pen and paper right now, you can always watch the replay and do the tips. I seem to have a double chin on this today. See, anybody can have a double chin. It looks like I've just this wee tiny head bobbing about in the soul. My chair seems very low today. Anyways, moving swiftly on. So, time management is crucial. Everybody knows this. I mean, you have different things on different days. You know, for let's say a week, you could be a parent, you could be studying, you could be going to work, you could be running a business, doing school runs. You know, there's so many things that come, so many different variables in your day. So you have to manage your time properly. If you can just let me know in the comments, what does your day look like, an average day look like, or today, or if you're off work today, then you can kind of do anything. But just put in the comments, you know, what your average day looks like to give us all an idea of what the day looks like. So tip number 1, a to-do list. Now, I'm sure you've heard that a lot. It's very, very important. And when I first was told at the beginning, 2.5 years ago, I thought to-do list. Okay, that's, you know, great. And, you know, I took the knowledge, but I never applied the knowledge. And then it come, you know, full circle, and I was thinking, do you know what? I need to start applying this stuff. And since I did, it makes a massive difference. So you have your to-do list, define and prioritize. How do you do that? Okay, so A, write your list of activities for that week. Now use an A4 sheet of paper because you most likely have a lot of things to be done. So everything that you have to do, put them all in that in that A4, not A40, that A4 piece of paper. Just list everything that you can think of, school runs and blah, 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 blah. So you write your list of activities on an A4 sheet of paper. B, prioritize that list. Now you can name it very important, important, not very important. You can name it whatever way you want, but you get the gist. C, decide the hours that you're definitely free for your business activities. Now, for example, me, I know a Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. I fill those days because they are the days that I have less going on in other ways. So, decide what hours you're definitely free for your business activities. D, decide the days for your calls, invites, follow-ups, etc., etc. So, again, those are my days that I usually do this kind of thing. C, E, write them into your diary, A4 paper again. Obviously, you can see me looking down and up because you always have to have bullet points of what you want to talk about because I can tend to ramble and go on. So, anybody that knows me knows that. So I have got my bullet points, bulletproof, I was going to say. Yeah, okay, bullet points. F, decide on a day you want to write it all out again. Now my day is on a Sunday. I usually on a Sunday I'll be sitting down, most people chill on a Sunday. I still work on my business, but on a Sunday I will write it all in again for the following week. There's obviously things that you will add to it, when the week comes along. But there's the fundamentals that I will put in on a Sunday. Tip number 2, time-consuming tasks. Use days that have a lot of free time. That's more productive. I've kind of already went over that. So you want to use the days that you have a lot of time. Set those out in your mind before you write it down. Days that off the top of your head that you have a lot of time. Number 3, set boundaries. Always set boundaries to prevent any clashes with things. For example, your calls, set it for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. One thing that you should do when you're setting calls as well with people is remember that the time zone differences. So what I would usually say is, okay, so what time is it with you right now? I tell them my time and then the time difference. But there's also a word clock that I have in the pin post here as well that helps with the time differences. So usually when I'm setting calls as well, if I think the call is going to last for 20 to 30 minutes, I will set it for 45 minutes because sometimes people are a little bit late, or I could be a little bit late, or your laptops don't work. Hey, Joanne, good to see you. I'm not sure when that comment came up, but I'm only seeing it now. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, so I will usually set it because people can be late or your laptop might not be working, or like me, usually tech lets me down, techie stuff. But anyway, and always, have respect for people's time. If you set a time to have a call, if you cannot make that call, let them know previous that if it's possible. I mean, if you're lying in the hospital and you don't even know what's going on, then you can't do that. But be respectful. And if you're the one setting the appointment, like for example, if I'm setting an appointment and I can't make it, I will always let that person know beforehand. Always be respectful of the time. So number 4, take 15-minute breaks in between. If you've got a really full-on day, make sure every hour, 2 hours, take a wee 15-minute break and do whatever makes you happy. Like if it's meditating or listening to music or dancing around naked or, whatever floats your boat. So, just seeing the wee hand there. Yeah, mindful breathing I think is very good as well, actually, in those intervals. I don't know if anybody knows anything about mindful breathing, but a lot of people don't know how to breathe. Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird when I first heard that as well, until I actually listened to the audios and figured out, oh, that's what you mean. Okay, number 5, 15-minute slots. Now, what 15-minute slots are? For example, some people will say, oh, I don't have time to work my business. I don't even have 1 hour in a day. And automatically you think that, because when you've got a full day, and you think, no, there's no way, I can't do it. So, this is what I call 15-minute slots. And I first heard this with Eric Worre a couple of years ago, and I thought it was very good, actually, so I put it into mine. So say, for example, on a Monday, you know, you're full, no time for anything. So you're cooking your breakfast, you've 15 minutes there while you're cooking your breakfast, lift the phone. Same at lunchtime, you're having your lunch break, 15 minutes, get on the phone. Same at dinner, you know, when you're preparing your dinner and you're waiting for it to cook, 15 minutes, send a few invites. You know, then at night time as well, 15 minutes again, get on the phone or send a few invites or do something that only takes a few minutes. So that's 4 15-minute slots. So that's 1 hour broken up in 15 minutes. You don't think, if you say, I haven't got 1 hour to do my business, because everybody does. Somewhere along the line, it's just a matter of being creative and figuring out where you can put it in. Number 6, don't overload your diary. Now, this is something that took me a while to kind of figure out. You know, because if you've got your diary full of stuff, for one, your mind, once you look at it and your mind just goes, you know, your mind overloads, it overwhelms it. So it's not a good idea to do that. For example, if you have 10 things that you have to do that day, and you've them all written in, but only 3 of them are important. But if you don't get ticking off, you know, it's not tick, 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 if all those 10, you know, things are not done, then you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be deflated and you think, oh God, you know, today was shit. And maybe it wasn't shit, it was maybe a really good day, but because you didn't get those 10 things. So flip it on the other side. So if you put in 3 things and it's tick, 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 and you're like, oh God, I got that done. So, you know, look at your A4 list that is separate. I always keep it inside my diary, actually, the A4 list. So that the fundamentals are on the diary, and then the other things that I do want to get done are on the list. So then I can look at that when I have the tick, tick, tick done. Okay. I keep saying okay. We Irish have a habit as well and say okay before we do anything. Or if we're sitting down and we go to get up to do something and we're like, nah, yeah. Don't have to be white. I was born this way. Okay, so number 7, only put very important things in the diary. Put the others on the A4 sheet. I think I just said that. Number 8, the note section of the diary as well. Again, an A4 diary is better. So, you know, it's bigger. There's bigger slots, bigger sections to put things in, and you can kind of do it when it's nicer on the eye. For example, you know, I'm going to show you my diary to give you an example in a minute, but you know, the calls are written in red, the names are beside it, you know, the zooms are here. So my eyes are attracted to the red, so I'm, okay, take a breather, what's there? That's the way I do things. Okay, so examples. At the top of, you've got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then your note section. At the top, there's kind of like, you know, what it says the day, and it's got the date, and it's kind of like a blank space there before it's got the lined part. In that blank space, I will do like 5 little ticks, or kind of like number 1, but they're not number 1. So I've got 5 of those. Why do I do that? That represents invites to me. So I don't have to actually write down invites. It doesn't take up space anywhere else. I know myself, those 5 ticks are invites. So once I've done an invite, tick, done another invite, tick. And if I get to the 5, happy days. If I don't, I have to add it on to the next day. But if I get to the 5 and I've got like loads more time or whatever, I just happen to be having conversations with other people, then as I do any more invites that day, I add on more ticks. Okay, so you cross them off, and it's good to keep your numbers as well. Example number 2, Facebook Lives, for example. If you're doing them twice a week, put them into the diary on the Sunday before as well. If example 3, prospect calls. You know, if you want to do them on a Thursday and Friday, again, put it in on a Sunday. So I'm going to actually give you an example of my diary. So this is the size of the diary. I can't really see that, can you? And it's a bit messy looking. I'm going to actually show you next week, so that's That's the way it starts with me. Can't really see that either, can you? But as you can see, the red, you know, I know straight away. Ooh, it's going to move. I know straight away. Let's see if I can get one close up. Yay, there. Okay, so for example, on a Wednesday, my Zooms are at 8:30. My Facebook Live group and the title of what I'm going to do, the call stream on 4 below. So that's the way, and can you see the wee ticks at the top? I've got the wee ticks. So that's giving you an example. And the note section is right down here. In there, for example, anybody that is wanting to attend a Zoom the following week, or for that week, sorry, I will write their names in there and do the Zoom in red, and I will write their names beside it, because I know straight away, without having to read what have I written this for. I know myself, okay, that's the names that are coming. I'm going to let them know, you know, maybe 30 minutes beforehand, or just to remind them. I also do the messenger reminder. I will do Facebook Live on that at some point as well, tips for the planning, etc. So that's what I use the note section for. I hope you're getting value from this, and I hope you've followed this, and you probably have more things of your own, but I find that these really, really work. It declutters my mind, you know, that I know that the really important things that I have to get done, for instance, the Facebook Live, was already pre-written in, you know, not that I knew I was doing it anyway, but you get the idea. So if you are getting value, please do share this with people that will get value from this, and write value in the comments, please, for me, so I know that you got value as well. So you get the idea. I'm sure you get the idea. As I say, I could go more in depth, but I'm not going to go on too long. The next Facebook Live will be probably next Wednesday, but I might do one on Sunday as well. But the next one that I have put in is why businesses use tools to manage their success. Now, a lot of businesses use tools to manage their success. To manage their success. That was another thing that I didn't know for a long time. Well, I knew of them, but I didn't realize actually how important they were. And I think I got lipstick on my teeth. Hey dear. Anyways, moving swiftly on. So hopefully you can come to my Facebook Live next Wednesday. We haven't decided on exact times for these yet, because I'm trying different times to see what suits people best. And again, if you're in my group, if you can go to the pinned post, please, and let me know what time suits you best. And remember, the times that I have set up and the day that I've set up are GMT, Ireland, or Dublin, London, you know. So use the time clock to see what time that will be for you. Again, you can press the 3 wee buttons to be notified when I go live, so you don't miss them. Hopefully you will get value from this and want to come back. But don't miss the one next Wednesday, because it is quite important. Well, they're all very important, but I hope to see you next Wednesday. Keep an eye on the page, this page, 4 times. And thanks, anyone, for joining me for the live or the replay. And I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.